women who are running for several different legislative positions, House positions in King County, representing several of the different legislative districts around the county. But they are running as kind of a slate, kind of a platform. And we've done a couple of events with them, building up little brand identity for the group together, and they're getting some good traction. So I'm going to ask the queens to come up as the group, and each sort of form a
semicircle.
A semicircle.
Oh, he doesn't want to.
And each of you take a couple of minutes and tell everyone about who you are, which district you're running in, and what you want to do to fix what's broken. The Queens of King. Take it away.
Go, Emily. Job, Emily. Woo!
All right. My name is Emily Tadlock, and I'm running in the 41st Legislative District, Position 1, because we need a counterbalance in Olympia, and we need to forge a trail for everyone. And I've never run for office before. I'm not a politician, but I am the chair of the 41st Republican Party, and I remember when Lisa and Victoria and Beth came in and said, we filed to run for office. And I was like, oh my God, they're so brave. And then a couple of days later, I did it. So be a trendsetter, get some counterballots in Olympia, and I think we can do it. And I used to be a Democrat, and I could go on about the hypocrisy, but for example, some of the laws to green the earth are doing the exact opposite of that. And, so no on the carbon tax, and we are not building commuter lanes, but bike lanes. And what is that doing? That's getting people stuck in traffic, and they're creating more carbon. So anyway, that's it. Thank you. And I'm going to pass it off to the next queen. Just be brave and go run.
All right. Hi. Thank you, Emily. What I love seeing right now, so my name's Lisa Rizak. I'm running in LD 32, which is North Seattle. Actually, half my district is in King County and the other half is in Snohomish County. But what I was just going to say is I love seeing some faces and some people that I've never seen before. I think maybe I'm not from this area, but that's just really great, and that's what we want to see. I too am a walk away. I was a voting Democrat for 25 years. I kind of woke up 4 years ago and got involved. I kept on taking one step after another, and that's what led me here today to be running for state rep. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing everybody said here today, is that it's like, I just can't, I've grown up in this area. I grew up in Edmonds. I can't handle seeing what's happened, crime, with the cost of living. There's a house that was bought next door to me for $800,000, and they haven't been living in it for 7 months. And I don't know, I wish I had that kind of cash. So I digress. Just the different things that are going on here, right? A lot of things aren't adding up. One of my claim to fame is my district is, unfortunately, the area of Aurora where there's massive prostitution and drug trafficking. And it's just gotten out of control. So I'm standing up. I'm doing my part. I think, earlier I was just talking to Patrick, and I was saying, I'm looking at all these people running for state, all the Republicans, and I'm like, oh, this is so great. These are going to be all my colleagues. We're going to kick butt. And I'm like, oh, wait, that might not all happen. But the point is that, so I used to lead team building events and trainings. And so I'm going to bring that, this week. We talk about building those relationships. Carmen is a big hugger. I love it. We're going to get in there and hug the heck out of the lip. We're going to kill them with kindness. I didn't say the kill part. And if they don't like what I'm saying, I'm going to make everybody do trust falls, right? And that'll be the end of them. So anyways, I'm just so glad to be here. I hope somebody mentions the Queen of Kings more and what we're doing up there. But I'm just really excited to be a part of this group with these women. And my name is Lisa Rizak, running in LD 32, electlisarizak.com, and thanks for being here today.
Hi, everybody. My name is Simone Barron, and I'm running for the Washington State House of Representatives in LD 46, which I don't know if we determined if it was the bluest district in the state. I don't know. We won't go through that again. I am a restaurant worker. I've worked in the restaurant industry for over 36 years. And through the Seattle City Council, them throwing down a bunch of legislation that negatively impacted my industry has led me here today directly. And so through all of that, the restaurant industry is a really diverse industry full of different people, all walks of life. And because of that, and me representing restaurant workers, going to Olympia and going to hearings and speaking about the different policies that are affecting us, or going to Washington, D.C., which I just got back from, being on or speaking at the subcommittee for the Education Workforce Subcommittee on minimum wage. Those are the things that I've been doing, but we have a really diverse group of people that I sort of represent. And through that, I've had to see a lot of different, I guess, opinions about what's going on in the world, and whether that has to do with crime and safety or the cost of living or what's happening to our small businesses. All of those things impact workers like myself, and they also impact our greater community and our state. And so those are the things that I'm running on, because I want to be able to push back and get us right on the right track, because we're not on the right track. Many of you probably know one of your favorite businesses that have closed. And so we have a really unfriendly business climate in our state right now, and that impacts workers like myself. We can't find steady work, stable work. We need to have a really stable business culture in our district and in our state. And then crime and safety, right? So I have friends that have been really impacted by crime. We've even had a young man who was a chef at a local restaurant up in Capitol Hill who was murdered just going home from work. We can't have that happen. People need to be safe going back and forth through Seattle to go to work. And then, of course, the cost of living. Everybody that in my sector is having a real hard time. We're having a hard time, keeping our homes and being able to afford to live in this wonderful state that we call home. So those are the things that I'm running for. And I hope that you would all reach out and support me. And again, I would say you need to support these ladies. We are really, really putting our necks out there. I mean, some of these districts, we need to make headway in them. And we are doing the hard work. We're knocking on doors. We're talking to people. We're reaching out. And we're trying to move the needle. And we need support in order to do that. So we can't complain about them being too blue anymore if we're not willing to support the people who are actually trying to move the needle. And so that's kind of why I'm here today and I'm running. So if you want to take a look at my website, it's barron4wa.com, and that's BARRON, the number 4, WA.com. And I would appreciate any support that anybody could give me today. Thank you all.
Thank you, Simone. I'm Beth Duransiang, and I'm also running in the 46th district, which is Northeast Seattle. And, as the group of us women, Pete Serrano was talking about the problems in Seattle. There's 5 of us who actually live in those neighborhoods. We live along, in our districts go along Aurora. We see those issues all the time, the gun battles, the sex trafficking, the crime, the businesses closing, the boarded up windows all over. But we're standing up and saying something different than is said by the rest of the Seattle politicians. And so we're making a difference by giving a different message, giving an alternative, things that aren't said in Seattle very often. And we're getting a chance to say them in public and have a platform. So I'd appreciate your support as we do that. And even as running in a Seattle district gives me the freedom to say some things that really are popular with a large part of the electorate, but a lot of people are afraid to say them. Like, one of my positions is that I support women's and girls' sex-based rights. And I know a lot of women who are very liberal, who are now determined never to vote Democrat again, because Democrats cannot define the word woman and cannot respect any woman's rights to their own spaces, to their own sports, to their own trophies, to their everything else. and it affects the most vulnerable women the most. So it's that reaching across the aisle. It's about saying reasonable things that don't get said in Seattle very often, and we're out there saying it. So I appreciate your support, and my website is bethforstate.com. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jolie Lansdowne. JolieForTheHouse.com is my website. I'm running in the 34th, which is West Seattle, Burien, Vashon Island, the Port of Seattle, some of Pioneer Square. And I'm just really excited to be here with you today. You know, 4 years ago, I didn't know much about local government. When things were starting to look a little crazy, I happened to also be reading through my grandfather's journals. He fought in World War II. He landed on Normandy. He paid a great sacrifice for the freedoms that I walk in today, and it really impacted me to ask myself, what does preserving these freedoms for my children look like? What does service look like for me today? So I began to get involved. I became a PCO and then a vice chair of the 34th, and then was appointed chair. I had the opportunity this year to serve as the chair for the King County Platform Committee. And I'll pause here for just a moment to share, you know, we're in a unique time in King County and even in our state. We experienced the last 4 years something, you know, a lot of things that we've never experienced before. And as we began to work on this team, there's 22 of us from the different legislative districts. We spent 3 times longer than the previous platform teams crafting our document of agreement, because we found that there are so many people coming to our party. They've been independents, or maybe they haven't engaged in voting before, maybe they're former Democrats. And we find ourselves in a new season where we have to create a table that everybody can sit at as we begin to work together on what does government look like in our state and in our region. And so that was a really powerful thing to be a part of and to see. And those are the same things that I bring to the House of Representatives. We're in a season where we need to stay at the table longer. We need to not just, you know, opt out to just raise taxes or take away freedoms. Those are easy. I have 5 kids. My job as a parent would be a lot easier if I just left them in their room and took away their money, right? Yeah. That's not going to be good for people. So, you know, we need to stay at the table longer and forge solutions for the people of our region. So I just thank you so much for being here. Again, JolieForTheHouse.com or elect Jolie Lansdowne on all the socials. And thank you. It's an honor to be a part of these women. And this is the line, and we're holding it. So thank you.
Woo! Thanks so much. Excellent, excellent. Jolie's right. The King County GOP crafted a very good policy platform, which the state party then cribbed large pieces of it for the state party's platform this year, which was embraced by everyone at the state convention and passed with unusual, near unanimous support. So it was a big win. It's a great platform, and I encourage people to go to the state's website, state party's website, wagop.org, and read the platform. Well, that's it for the formal program tonight. I can't end without